Problem number 4. Molly randomly selects two distinct numbers from the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Sahil randomly selects one number from the set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is the probability that Sahil's number is larger than the sum of the two numbers chosen by Molly? Alright, well, let's break this up into a couple different problems. First of all, let's look at the probabilities of the numbers that Molly selects. Okay, so we can actually she's choosing two numbers, so we can actually create a table of the combinations of numbers that she could choose, right? So she could choose 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for the first number, and 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 for the second number. And she chooses two distinct numbers, so she doesn't choose 1 twice or 2 twice. So let's put an X across there for the numbers that would be duplicates. So the possible combinations would be 1 and 2, which would give you a sum of 3, 1 and 3, which would give you a sum of 4, 5, 6. Alright, and the sums here would be 3, 4, 5, and 6. And again, let's see, 5, 6, 7. Let's see, this would be 7 and 8, and this one would be 9, 5, and 4. Alright, and so then let's look at, okay, if she chose 2 and 3, that's 5, 6, 7, 3 and 4 would be 7, 8, and then 4 and 5 is 9, okay? So those are all the possible combinations of numbers, or sums, that she could end up with, right? And it turns out there's 20 possible sums, right? Well, I should say 20 possible combinations of numbers, permutations of numbers actually, because you know, there's a number of different ways to get like 6. So there's 4 different ways to get 6. 2 different ways to get 3, and so on. So you can look at that. So let's look at just the probabilities. If she chooses two numbers, what's the probability that the sum is 3? Okay. So if Molly's sum is 3, the probability is what? It's there's 2 chances out of 20. So that's 2 out of 20, or 1/10, right? If her sum is 4, again we have 2 ways to get 4, 2 out of 20, or 1 out of 10. Alright, for a sum of 5, it looks like there's 4 ways to get that, so that would be 4 out of 20, and I'm actually going to write that as 2 out of 10. I know I could reduce it to 1/5, but since all the rest of these are in tenths, I'm going to leave everything in tenths, because I know this isn't my final answer, because I also have some probability of selecting any of these numbers, okay? And in the end it'll be easier to add. Okay, so I'm just going to leave everything in terms of tenths. Okay, so let's look at 6, 7, 8, and 9 is actually the biggest sum that you can get, right? So let's see, there's 4 ways to get 6, so that's 2 out of 10. 4 ways to get 7, so that's 2 out of 10. And there's 2 ways to get 8, so that's 1 out of 10. And 2 ways to get 9, which is 1 out of 10. I haven't got these lined up very well. I think I better rewrite these so they actually line up. Okay, so this is 8, and this is 9. Alright? So these all sort of go across. Alright, so now we have the probabilities of Molly's sum. Now let's look at Sahil's number. Sahil's number. Okay, so he's just choosing one number from 1 to 10. Alright, so, and we're looking for the probability that the sum that that Sahil's number is larger than Molly's sum. Okay, so here, if Molly's sum was 3, Sahil's number would have to be 4 or greater, right? So it's got to be greater than 3. Alright, just put greater than 3, but that means 4 or bigger. So, how many numbers are 4 or bigger? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 7 out of 10 numbers, right? So the probability, if he's choosing his numbers at random, is 7/10, because there's 7 numbers out of these 10 numbers that are greater than 3. Alright, so if Molly's sum is 4, we want Sahil's number to be greater than 4. So what's the probability? It's 6 out of 10. Right? If Molly's number is 5, we want Sahil's number to be greater than 5. So that's 5 out of 10. Molly's number is 6, we want Sahil's number to be greater than 6. So that leaves 4 out of 10 that meet that criteria. If Molly's sum is 7, we want Sahil's number to be greater than 7. That's 3 out of 10. And if Molly's number is 8, then Sahil's number would be greater than 8. So there's 2 numbers out of 10 that he could choose. And then finally, if Molly's sum is 9, then basically he can choose 10, right? So greater than 9. Greater than 9, I wrote 10, which would just be equal to 10. So there's only one number that meets that criteria, so 1/10 is the probability. Alright, so now we have a probability of Molly's sum being something and Sahil's sum being something. So let's combine those two. So we can just multiply probabilities. So there's a 1 in 10 chance that Molly's sum is going to be 3, and that Sahil's number is, and it's a 7 in 10 chance that Sahil's number is going to be greater than 3. So the probability of those two events occurring together would just be 7 out of 100, right? Just multiplying those two together. Alright, so now the probability of Molly's sum being 4 and Sahil's number being greater than 4 would give us 6 out of 100, right? Molly's number is 5 and Sahil's is greater than 5. That would give us 10 out of 100. Okay, so I'm just multiplying these together. So the probability that Molly's sum is 6 and Sahil's number is greater than 6, that would be 8 out of 100. There's 6 out of 100, 2 out of 100, and 1 out of 100. Okay, so these are the probabilities, the combined probabilities of these two events occurring. That Molly's sum is this and Sahil's sum is greater than that. Okay, so these are all the possible outcomes. So now we can just add up these probabilities and we'll get the total probability that Sahil's number is greater than Molly's sum. Alright, so let's just add these up. Let's see, we've got 3, 9, 17, 27, and 13. That's 40. 40 out of 100. So that's 40%, right? So 40% chance, or we can reduce that down actually to 2/5, right? Either way, both of those answers are good. 40% or 2/5 of a chance. So there's your answer.